I tried to take a suit once, but it's a little bit difficult to walk out of the set in a Spider-Man suit.
Just because they play heroes on screen doesn't mean they aren't just a bit morally compromised.
I said I didn't do anything, darling.
Actors love keeping a memento from their time on set, but often this means swiping it when nobody's looking. Let's find out what these Marvel stars could get their hands on. Number 1. On top of stealing Zendaya's heart, he brought home Peter Parker's wardrobe. Tom Holland managed to steal, like, all of the graphic tees Peter Parker wore throughout the series. And he managed to get his hands on the sweatshirts he wore in the first movie, too. Expect to hear about his escapades a lot in this video. He's infamous for being terrible at keeping secrets. It makes us wonder how much stuff the other stars have taken, but would never, ever admit to.
Could you get in trouble for it?
I mean, I haven't so far.
Number 2. Renner is secretly the most devious of us all. Would you be surprised if we told you Jeremy Renner is one of the few actors who hasn't stolen any props from set?
I never took anything because they asked us not to.
But he did just recently borrow the Hawkeye suit to plus up volunteering at his daughter's school, and nobody's asked him to return it yet, so it might be on permanent loan? Number 3. What does Hemsworth need so many hammers for? While Renner, being the goody two-shoes he is, couldn't help but call out his fellow castmate Chris Hemsworth for stealing one of Thor's hammers, going so far as to call him a dirtbag.
What a dirtbag.
But Chris Hemsworth has stolen a bunch of hammers.
How many hammers do you have?
About 5.
5 hammers?
And one of his many Mjolnirs is covered in dents thanks to his wee child trying to lift it. Hey, we thought only Thor could do that. What we want to know is how he's able to walk out with one. It isn't like you can just hide it in your shirt. And according to Evans, he also got to keep the full Thor suit.
I never asked for the full suit. Hemsworth got the full suit. I want the full suit.
Number 4. Robert Downie Jr. stole our hearts with this one. He wins for Best Gift Giver, that's for sure. Did you know he was in possession of the original Iron Man helmet? And we didn't know for the longest time. When RDJ was making Dr. Dolittle in London, he invited Tom Holland and his brother, Patty, to a screening of Black Panther at his home. Tom remembers Patty running into the room holding it, the original helmet.
That's a really special one for me because I was lucky enough to join the MCU, but I joined it very late.
No, Tom isn't crying in this clip. He's just eaten a hot wing. Number 5. The God of Mischief walks a straight line. Tom Hiddleston didn't care to steal anything he'd have to leave on a shelf. No. He was gifted something much more practical for his birthday. A black and gray scarf from the first Thor movie.
Wow, what a
That's what I got. That's what I got. There you go.
It is a very nice scarf, we must say. But we did expect the God of Mischief to have a stash of stolen props in his home.
Come on. What did you expect?
Number 6. Simu Liu loved his shoes so much, he ran away with them. Keeping on track with Marvel actors stealing practical clothing, Shang-Chi star Simu Liu nabbed a pair of movie-worn Jordans on his last day of filming. The pair you can see in this scene.
These have been artistically scuffed.
That isn't even real dirt.
I split-kicked 2 bad guys with these shoes.
Number 7. Tom Holland is totally a klepto, but he isn't great at it. Holland tried to sneak a whole Spidey suit off the set once, but found it was just a bit too easy for people to see. He did get away with a couple of smaller objects, though, including the web shooters from a suit and a pair of Tony Stark's glasses.
My house is littered with props from films.
The glasses are now left sitting on his mantelpiece, but we really wish he'd take them out for a test run. They look fantastic on him. Holland doesn't feel too badly about taking them.
They always make loads of them, because they break all the time.
Number 8. Maybe Nanjiani's gift will inspire a spin-off? Kumail Nanjiani got a hold of Kingo's fake movie posters. Although he didn't really steal them. They were a gift, and it's kind of a cool prop to have because at least they don't take up space to display, and will fit right in with the Eternals poster we bet he's got up on his wall. Emily V. Gordon, Nanjiani's wife, said on Twitter, "It may be the best gift he's ever gotten."
I really feel it.
Number 9. When you walk away with the suit holder, but not the suit. It's Tom Holland again. Holland took a foam mannequin of himself home in the hope that one day he'll be able to sneak a suit off the set and have somewhere to put it that isn't buried in a backpack or hanging lifeless from a wall. Maybe he finally had his chance during No Way Home. Holland is pretty terrible at keeping secrets.
Who told you that?
I don't know. So we're sure he'll spill the beans at some point. Do you think he managed it this go-round? There must have been a ton of Spidey suits hanging around, triple the amount as usual, since we're entering the Spider-Verse. Number 10. Turns out Stan the Man is a slippery guy. Here's a pretty fun one. Winter Soldier actor Sebastian Stan has a huge supply of KY jelly that he took from set. He had 3 people lubing up his arm so that he could slide into his prosthetic. So while other actors were stealing costumes and props, Stan went straight for the lube.
Well, I gotta get in there.
The reason he needed it all is, turns out he bulked up too much for the role, which made the prosthetic just a bit tight. Number 11. At least one Spider-Man was a successful thief. While Tom Holland wasn't successful at getting hold of his Spidey suit, that was not the case with Andrew Garfield. He says that it's no big though, as there's like 25 of them or so, all in different stages of tattered, depending on what's going on in the scene. On a scale of perfect condition to nearly completely destroyed, which one do you think he got hold of? And did you know all 3 Spidey actors have a WhatsApp together? Maybe Garfield is giving Holland tips on how to swipe a suit. Number 12. Jackman might just be the sneakiest Marvel hero of them all. Hugh Jackman also got a hold of a costume. Or 2. Or one from every movie.
Hey, kids! Shut up!
Tom Holland really needs to up his game here, but Jackman was a good sport about it, pulling quite the Robin Hood as he sold most of them off for charity.
Exactly like that.
Keyword, most. Number 13. This prop might be worth as much as vibranium, but the material it's made of sure isn't. Chris Evans had 46 shields over the course of his time as Captain America in the MCU, and he was gifted one of them, as well as one of his cowls. We're not sure which one he got though. An OG aluminum one, fiberglass, or the ones made of rubber so actors wouldn't break their fingers when they punched it. Number 14. Tom. Again, this is embarrassing. Get yourself a suit, man. Tom Holland also took some pretty random things from the set as well.
A whole load of different things.
He took a blue screen and used it as a poker table. Number 15. Even Pratt has a suit. Chris Pratt's thievery is very much along the lines of a Robin Hood move as well.
Captivated yet?
He took his jacket and some of the other clothing so that he could visit children's hospitals in character. Aww.
It's for the kids.
Number 16. Robert Downie Jr. has a 30-foot prop on display. RDJ is no normal dude. He's kind of a go big or go home guy. And you can bet he went big. He took home a 30-foot letter A. Remember this?
I said, why is this in England? Send it back to LA, I'll put it in my office. They're like, seriously? I said, yeah, I'll wait.
Number 17. Even the king managed to keep a prop of his own. The late Chadwick Boseman got to keep the Kimoyo beads he wore as Black Panther.
I have the beads, the Kimoyo beads.
Oh, those
I
are
actually have
beads.
them on right now.
He thought about taking home the suit, but didn't want to go to the trouble. Number 18. Reynolds is pretty slick. Ryan Reynolds is also in the club of Marvel actors who snuck away with a costume. Is anybody keeping track? We've got Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Thor, Wolverine, Star-Lord, and Deadpool. Do you think they ever get together and do some LARPing?
The live action roleplay is, this whole thing.
Number 19. Gillen kept probably one of the weirdest props.
No one's ever come in here, so I've never gotten to show them all of my nerdy memorabilia.
Karen Gillan got to keep the metal arm that she wore as Nebula. An odd trophy given she was not a huge fan of the 5-hour makeup process.
It's a lovely experience first thing in the morning.
What we want to know is, how does she display the thing? Number 20. Kate Blanchett kept a prop that belonged to a different hero altogether. Only Thor can wield the hammer. And everyone else, apparently. Hemsworth isn't the only one to have Mjolnir hanging around his home. Kate Blanchett also got her hands on one.
I got the hammer.
Number 21. A frog is an honorable prize. Michael Rooker, who played Yon'du, got to bring home a couple of props that were special to him. He got to bring home an orb and a glass frog that his character admires, and he also got to keep that signature fin atop Yon'du's head.
I like to stick them all in a roll on my control console.
From suits, to weapons, to glass frogs, the stuff actors take away from set is pretty awesome. And we still want to know how they were able to get all those Mjolnirs off set without being caught. Got any theories? Leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.